Sunday, the 23rd of February, 2025. It's a couple of days after the Yankees took away their facial hair rule. And here's my thoughts on it today on EON, an expert on nothing. And I just wanted to. I'm going to express my opinion. It's going to be an unpopular opinion, to tell you the truth. And I will say this: if I were a player, I wouldn't. I'll be honest with you. I would not want it. I would want not care. Looking at me, I would not be able to play for the Yankees right now with this beard on from before. But I will say this from the standpoint from myself is that the Yankees standards of before is done. It's been done for years. I know they made the World Series last year, but you have a GM that talks about it's a crapshoot, the playoffs, when it really isn't. It's about the best teams at the end of the day. The Astros were always the best teams. The Dodgers were the best team last year. The Dodgers made the World Series 3 times. The Dodgers have always been great. I know they've always a lot of times they've been disappointed in the playoffs, but they're always really good. The Yankees have a great talent, and last year there were no Astros. That's why they made the World Series. Let's be honest; they did not belong on the same field as the Dodgers. And it's the New York Yankees have this thing. They just extended Aaron Boone because Aaron Boone just listens to what Brian Cashman and the organization has to say, and they love it because they get to control Aaron Boone, like him or not. And he always screams and says, I'm not a puppet manager," but he is. I'll say this is that about the facial hair. Getting back to the facial hair is, to me, it's a tradition, and everybody says, "Ooh, who cares about traditions?" Well, I'll say this about traditions. Okay, if I tell you, if you random person on the street say, "My dad is the best dad in the world, my mom's the best mom in the world," and you go, "Well, he's just another dad and another mom in the world," you would smack me in the face. That person would smack me in the face. And that's what I'm going with. These people over here around the world go, "Who cares? The Yankees is just another baseball team like everybody else," and da da da. Okay, tell that to somebody's a Red Sox fan. You're just another baseball team. Tell it to a Lakers fan in basketball. You're just another basketball team. Okay, Cowboys. Okay, obviously the media doesn't believe that. The media gives them more attention. So there's different standards. There's different ways of looking at things. And I get it. If I were a player, I would not want that rule. I would not care. I would want to look casual and say, if I forgot to shave today, who cares? Okay? There are high schools around the world to this day that you have to shave. You have to get a haircut. Some don't. Okay? There's standards. There's way to behave for this team. But you know what? I say this about the New York Yankees right now. It will not affect me being a Yankee fan. But I'll say this. There are no more. I understand I'm older, so I get it. There's a difference when you're a kid and you're older. But there's no more Derek Jeter emotions. There's no more Mariano Rivera emotions for me. Because obviously those guys won 4 out of 5 years, and those guys won 5 championships, but there's no more of that. Those days are over. Andy Pettitte, who was a second or third starter on a team, was not an ace, is looked at as a great starter. Now it's just, okay, you just go for my team. You're just on my team for the time being, and I care about you. You're no hero anymore, including Aaron Judge. Including those guys. Nobody's a hero anymore. Okay? The New York Yankees-Red Sox rivalry is gone. Who cares? The New York Yankees versus the Boston Red Sox was about this long hair versus the shaved people. Let's be honest, that was part of it. There was obviously a lot of other things going on. But right now, who cares? Who gives a darn? Obviously, Red Sox fans and Yankee fans might curse out each other, but the rivalry is done. It's over. All these things are garbage now. Okay? All these rivalries. I don't care about it anymore. Okay? I know 2004 still think about it, still a part of me, but I don't care. These things are done because every tradition has been taken away. Again, it's not going to affect me like not rooting for them, but it's going to affect me about being emotional about things because the New York Yankees have no standards. They have no nothing. Everything's garbage. Okay? And that's my answer to everything. Because when you take away every little thing, and when you have a GM that say, we don't care about standards anymore, it's crapshoots anyways, only one team wins, then you know what? You don't have that Vince Lombardi attitude of second place is last place. The New York Yankees had that attitude. They don't have that anymore. They don't have this desire to win anymore. Like really, that's what it is. That's what it's become. Obviously, I'm not going to blame them for getting outbid by the Mets and Robinson Cano go to Seattle. I'm not going to do that. But what I'm going to do is going to be like, okay, why we're not? This is a failure of a season. Instead of saying like, oh, we had a good season. You did not have a good season. This is the New York Yankees. But this is what it is now. You had a good season. You won 100 games. You didn't make the playoffs. It was good enough. That's what it is. That's what it's become with the New York Yankees. Oh, the fans, there's some pressure with the fans, but who cares? You made the World Series. Everything's okay and great. Everything's fine and dandy. I understand they signed Max Fried. They traded for Devin Williams, a good relief pitcher. I hear you, but at the same time, they're still trying, but it's not a desperation. There's no sense of urgency to win with the New York Yankees anymore, and it's part of that tradition. Taking the facial here, okay, I'm not gonna care about a player in the Yankees wearing a beard. I don't care, but it's like the new tradition. It's the new standard. The standards is no there's no standards for the New York Yankees anymore. You're no different. You're no different, and you're not outspending everybody. So you're no different than the New York Mets, than the Boston Red Sox, than the Houston Astros. Who cares? You're just putting another uniform. And I understand the players think that way and they play that way. I don't care. That's my point. That's the only thing I'm going to say about the New York Yankees with this facial hair takeaway. That's it. I'm not going to sit here blame the players. I don't blame the players for fighting. I don't blame, but I do blame the organization for just caving in and just like, this is not the standards anymore. Nothing's the standard anymore. Who cares? And again, I'll always be. If I were a player, I would not like the rule, but I hear it. It's just everything. It's like George. I'm not saying to like have curfew at 10 o'clock at night during the spring training. I'm not going there. But what I am going to say is this, that the New York Yankees wearing that thing, it's nothing anymore. It's a garbage thing. They don't. The old timers day, people talk about it like David Wells said, that they're trying to hide the old players on old timers day from the new players. It's just disgusting and nasty what they've been doing, and I get it. I hear you. I mean, at the end of the day, people want to keep their jobs, like Brian Cashman. They've had the same people in the organization for years. The Houston Astros, they don't, and the Boston Red Sox had three different GMs and three different championships. Okay, now they're obviously they have more of a standard than the New York Yankees right now. I hate to say it, where obviously they're spending money, and the Boogie Bet situation is terrible for the Boston Red Sox, and what they've got for Mookie Betts was absolutely atrocious. But at the same time, the Boston Red Sox, when they lose, they take action. When the New York Yankees don't have a standard, they don't take action whatsoever, and they don't care. I have to go with Hal Steinbrenner. He just doesn't. He doesn't have the urgency. Obviously, he's not his dad. I understand that everybody's different, but he doesn't have to care for the New York Yankees winning. And I just have to say this. Yes, it still comes to me as a kid. Like when the Yankees lose, it's still stuck with me. But at the same time, I'm not desperate as I once was. I don't. It doesn't bother me. Maybe Boston Red Sox when they win, when the Boston Red Sox win, maybe that hits me a little bit. But everything else, I'm not. I'm not here to. I'm not here to feel bad anymore, and I'm here to move on very fast because the standards, the care, and the Yankee logo and the Yankee brand is not the same anymore, and it's just sad. And that's all I'm gonna say about all of it. And good for the players, good for their employees that they got their rights, but. And again, if I owned a business, I would not put these rules in. I would not put the facial hair rules in. But if I had a rule that says, "Oh, if you come in, I don't know, let's say, if you, well, let's say I had a rule like I put a birthday party for you, and I'm the owner of a business because you never came a half hour late more than 5 times during the year." I would have to keep that tradition instead of saying, "Oh yeah, it's business. You got to keep money." No, I'm just saying like this. This is what it is with the New York Yankees. They don't have this keep with all. They don't have this. They don't care about their past anymore. They don't care about their legends as well. And that's all I'm gonna say. Have a great day. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, RAFree26, and follow me at Rumble RAF26 as well. Leave a comment. I'd like to know your opinion. I understand I'm going to be the odd man out.